This isn't happening. Is this happening? What's going on? Where am I? What did I write? Who are these people? Who are these people? I'm back. Had a lovely 2 weeks off. That's a lie, actually. It was an awful 2 weeks. It was not good. Okay, I'm just gonna get into it. Thank you for your patience in me putting out episode 6. Last 2 weeks have been kind of a not really even a roller coaster. I wouldn't say they've been more like a ditch. They've been more like a wet, soggy ditch that I've been sat in blue jeans, soaked denim. That's more of the vibe, and it's muggy. It's like the air is like hot and sticky, and like you're sweating profusely, and you're sat in a soggy ditch near a gutter. There's mud everywhere. That's the vibe of the last 2 weeks. So it started with I had a cancer checkup, an oncology check-in. I have to do that every 3 months. Or I had to do it every 3 months for the first year. Spoiler alert, everything's looking good. So now I only have to do it every like 6 months to a year, depending on where I'm kind of at. But leading up to that, as with every like cancer appointment I was freaking my shit entirely. I think it's only normal for cancer survivors to get super freaked out anytime they have um impending medical stuff going on or any kind of blood work, any kind of test that could say, "Hey, actually your blood is mutating again." Yeah. Yeah. So I was down low. I was not in a funny mood. I was not feeling funny, haha, giggle, giggle. I didn't want to comment on anything social. I was in the dumps, bro. I was in the ditch. Okay. And so I took that week off because of that. Everything came back good. We're alive. We lived to see another day, dude. We did it. But it also marked about a year of me being post-treatment. And what Reddit has taught me, along with so many other things, is that for a cancer survivor, about the 1 year mark tends to, on average, be when one's mental health is like the most fucked. And hey, that's me. That is me right now, bruh. Um, I've just been really low. I've been riding a lot of lows lately. There are lots of changes in my personal life. I'm not getting divorced. Careful, ladies, don't get too excited. My relationship is stable and healthy, as it seems. Um, but everything else is like falling apart low key. Um, and I don't want to like sound super dramatic. It's more like my internal um understanding of myself is kind of like crumbling. I remembered being in grad school and having a conversation with somebody where I was like, I just feel so lucky that I really like know myself. I really know myself. I like really know what I want. I really feel like I know that this is what I'm supposed to do, bro. And now, like 3, 4 years later, come on, girl, be so fucking for real. I'm finding out that that was not true. And I have a lot more self-exploration that needs to be done. So I've just kind of been in the dumps the last couple of weeks, but the last 3 days, I'm feeling myself come out of it. Like it might be because we had a little bit of fake spring, and now it's fucking winter again. We got like 5 inches of snow last night. The fuck? Um, But I feel for the first time in a couple of weeks like a human being again. And I do think it's because I really sat down and I really assessed my values and tried to figure out like, you know, what I want next, and this is a whole conversation. Maybe I'll record a separate video on this, but I really think that like having cancer and being lucky enough to survive it, especially when you're in your like mid 20s, you get this like opportunity of a lifetime in a way to reassess everything with crystal clear fucking clarity, bro. And you can fight it like, and I have been, I did, I still am in a lot of ways, but like I really do feel like having had cancer at like a younger age, in my mid 20s, it was absolutely like the worst thing that's happened to me, and I live in fear every fucking day of my life because of it. But at the same time, it's gifted me a lot of pressure that I don't know I would have come upon in my day to day had this not happened to me. And it's pressure to reassess and to really, 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 really try and find out who I am and what I want. And it's shifted a lot for me. So I'm in the midst of trying to figure that out. No big deal. No big deal. I'm just going through an existential crisis. Whatever. Well, this is faux podcast, by the way. Faux pod. My name is Mick. Um, you know the gist. We talk about embarrassing things here, mostly, sometimes, for the most part. But we also talk about things like Timothee Chalamet. Yeah, that's right. Let's get into it. Ick of the week, Timothee Chalamet. But to be more exact, it's actually the ick of the last like couple of weeks, and it's evolved. When I recorded this episode last week and I scrapped it because I was like, "Oh my god, my mood is vile and foul and I'm not being funny and this is trash and I don't want to put out trash." Um I touched on this. This was still the ick of the week last week, but it has evolved, okay? Timothy Chalamet saying that nobody cares about ballet and opera. You've heard people talking about it, right? It's all anybody can talk about now. You've heard people talking about it. It's come up at every party, every whatever, every FaceTime. Like, we're talking about it. I'm pissed that he said it. I'll just put that out there. I don't agree with him because I fuck with ballet hard. Okay. I've never been to an opera, but I really enjoy ballet. I think it's beautiful. I think it's like an incredible sport. Like, I love it. I'd love to try it someday, even though when I was young, they told me I couldn't do it because I was too chunky. They said that I was too chubby to do ballet. First of all, I disagree with what he said about nobody caring about ballet and opera anymore because I feel like we have been seeing ballet and opera gaining relevance in pop culture as of late. Nike just released a line that I think is with Skims that's all like ballet inspired. Bar, the bar method is like a ballet inspired strength training exercise. I love bar, by the way. I love it. I love it. It's so fun and it's so fucking hard and you feel all the little muscles that you never thought were there. I'm seeing, like, I don't know if it's just because of the particular demographic that I'm a part of, but I've been getting like a ton, before he said this, like a ton of videos of women who are in their late 20s and early 30s, maybe like new moms, going to ballet classes for the first time, taking ballet lessons, learning ballet. And I've found that really inspiring. I put take a ballet class on my list of things that I'd like to try in 2026, as well as learn how to beginner DJ. Yeah, that's coming. That's in the future. But so we've seen that from ballet. And then, like, have y'all listened to Lux, Rosalia's new album, in Bergain? Like, bitch, she does like operatic shit in that song. It's beautiful. It is so beautiful. It's stunning. And then I just saw the other day she also is doing like ballet during a performance or something. Like I think that the relevance is kicking up again. So for a little twerp, I'm gonna call him a little twerp. I'm mad at him right now to say nobody cares about it anymore is just it's not correct. It's not correct. There are a lot of people who care about it. Is it as relevant as it was 200 years ago? No. I think that this was already festering and building. Festering is a very malicious word. I don't like that. It was already simmering. I think that we were going to get to a point where opera and ballet were going to hold some more significant relevance in pop culture without his commentary. I think maybe it sped it up a little bit, but nonetheless, it was a twerpish thing to say, and it was, in my opinion, very embarrassing. Oh my God. The way Matthew McConaughey was like giving him the like, yeah, hmm, yeah, no, he was doing that thing that you do when your homegirl is saying some whack shit and you're trying to protect her. Be like trying to signal like, "Okay, you've said enough. Okay, calm down. Okay, let's scale it back. Let's take it back a little bit. Let's maybe yeah, yeah, let's come on." He was trying so hard, and King just kept on digging himself a grave. Okay? Onward. Let's talk about something else, please. What do you guys think of my Oscar the Grouch sweater for those of you watching on YouTube? Um It's kind of ratty, and I'm noticing how ratty it is as I'm recording this. But anyways, let's read some stories. Okay. The first two stories today are going to come from the amazing Reddit. And this is just an Ask Reddit thread called What's the Most Embarrassing Thing That's Ever Happened to You? Okay. Story one, I'm going to title Ice DJ. Okay. This individual wrote, I was working at a skating rink as a DJ and used to throw on my skates to mingle with the customers. One of my skate moves was to drop down into the splits and pull myself back up, like the Michael Jackson Bad music video. One evening, a regular rink rat child asked me to do the splits. I obliged him, dropped down into the splits position. However, this time, I didn't come back. Fast forward to having my pants cut off by an EMT and being given morphine on the skate floor while customers continued to skate. Before being taken to the hospital, I had dislocated my patella. The story doesn't stop there because the skating rink's GM stopped into the hospital to check on me, and I found it slightly odd that he rotated awkwardly from across the open space in the room to around the bed, cutting through the medical machines, almost knocking them over, and cables to stand against the gap in the wall to talk to me by my head. Being doped up, I did not realize at the time that my patient gown was thrown open and he saw my business. No! Girl, where the fuck is your patella? Is that your knee? Hold on. Patella. Yes, your kneecap. Okay, period. That's actually like that sounds so fun. A DJ that like skates around with you. I don't know, is this a roller skate rink? I would assume this is a roller skating rink and not an ice skating rink. Bring back skating. Bring back roller skating. That shit was so fucking fun. And actually, I'm reading this and one of my earliest memories is being at a roller rink and the song, shit, what is it? That it's that shit that goes, I'm blue, da ba dee da ba da ba dee da ba da. That one blasting in my eardrums. I can feel the bass in my bones, and I fucking somehow like went head first into the little half wall around the rink, fell backwards. Think it was probably one of my many concussions. Yeah, wow. That's crazy though to have like an ambulance come and cut you out of your pants because you dislocated your patella and then you like flash all your business about at your your GM when they come to see you in the hospital. I'm also imagining the GM wearing the rollerblades in the hospital. I'm going to call this one the award winner. The award winner writes, I was in high school and we had a prize giving ceremony during a school assembly. My name gets unexpectedly called out, so I make my way to the front of the hall to collect my prize. I'm almost at the front when I have a sudden crisis of confidence and think that I must have misheard them, and there's no way they called my name, so I turned around, walk back to my chair, and sit back down. My friends are looking at me and asking what the hell I'm doing and tell me to get back up there to collect my prize. So I get back up, walk all the way up to the front, and then have another crisis of confidence and think that my friends must have been messing with me. So I turn around and walk back to my chair and sit back down. The hall is silent, and the teachers are on stage looking at me like I just landed from another planet. I I love this story because I did the same fucking thing once. Not I didn't like execute it the same. I won best thesis. Um and I remember when they read my name off, I had that like out of body panic, confusion as I was walking up to the podium to collect it, where I was like, did I just assume that they said my name? There's no way. There's no way I'm winning this. There's no way they read my name, right? This isn't happening. Is this happening? What's going on? Where am I? What did I write? Who are these people? Who are these people? I feel like the social anxiety is so intense in those moments and it just becomes compounded so fucking quickly. Like, when in doubt, you just got to go through with it. If you're up, if you're walking towards a podium, you got to get up there. There's no turning around, okay? That's how the shit gets compressed, compounded, and worsens, okay, baby? So even if you're wrong, even if you think, hey, did they actually say my name? Did I actually win this award? Just walk up and accept it. No one will question it. Just do your thing. Come on. So today's final story comes from someone who has written in to the podcast. Thank you, by the way. As I said last week, the emails have kind of hit pan. So y'all need to get the fuck to work and start writing. Please. Um this one, the person would like to remain anonymous. I know they use he him pronouns. And the story that they wrote in is grocery stores are hard. Let's get into it. This individual writes, I'm a big fan of apples. Big apple guy here. Okay, apple guy. One morning, I'm at Target buying groceries. This is a super Target in the heart of Minneapolis on a Saturday, so it's packed. Oh, bro, I know that super Target, bro. I miss that super Target. Fucking spanked, dude. I walk to the apple section. They have these huge, delicious Fuji apples. I grab one and put it into my cart. I forgot to grab one of those little green bags that you're supposed to use, so I just put the apple in the bottom of my cart. The more I handle these apples, the more I crave them. They're perfect. Red and crispy and huge. I keep grabbing them, heedless of the cost. I lose track of time. All I can think about are these apples. Eventually, a man taps me on the shoulder and gestures behind us. A line of apples extends into the distance. Shoppers step over apples, carefully navigating their carts to avoid getting stuck. A bottleneck forms as the crowd slows to get around my apples. They're knocked around in the chaos, but there is a clear line pointing back to their origin. Me. I look down at my empty cart, one more apple in my hand. As I raw-dogged each apple into my cart, they rolled down a slight incline towards the corner, where there was a gap just big enough for a Fuji apple. They gained enough speed to roll into the crowd. I looked at the man who tapped me on the shoulder and say, "Oh, geez." Shamed, I bend down and pick up each apple one by one. And bro, good for you, because I think I would have been so, like, my nervous system would have spiked so bad there. I would have walked away. I would have left my cart, all the other shit in my cart. It's gone. It's left there. I'm walking away. I'm leaving the super Target. I'm not looking back. In fact, I'm not acknowledging at all that those apples came from me. No. No. And that's how I know you're a good Samaritan. Okay. You're a good guy, I can tell. Thank you for telling us this. Thank you for sharing this beautiful story, listener. Godspeed. I would really like it if you guys could continue to write in to fauxpodshow@gmail.com. That's FAUXPODSHOW@gmail.com. Just include your pronouns. It can be a fake name if you want. Include whatever in there. I want to hear your embarrassing stories. I want to hear your embarrassing moments. I want to hear about the times that you fucking flooded a super Target with apples. It's incredible. It's beautiful. It's the content we are all here for. My other thing I wanted to ask was, what do you guys want me to do on here? Cuz I'm doing this for y'all. It's kind of like a fun challenge for me and project for me, but at the end of the day, I'm I'm doing everything I do is for you guys. So if there's something that you think could spice this shit up, make this shit a little better, something you want to hear, something I haven't touched on yet, a segment, a bit, like what have you, please let me know. And remember, it's not really that deep. Bye.